Hello and welcome to my 6-week pregnancy update. So today I am 6 weeks pregnant. I'm really excited to get to this stage. It feels a bit of a milestone really. Although I know it's absolutely nothing in the grand scheme of things, but I feel pretty pleased to get to today. So I'm going to give you another update on how I've been feeling. So my last video was between when I found out I was pregnant and up to 4 weeks, and today I'm going to give you an update between weeks 4 and week 6 today. So where to start? I've written everything down so I don't forget. I've got the cat annoying me, so she might come into frame at some point. Ignore her. So 2 weeks ago, I was feeling pretty okay, to be honest. I wasn't getting many pregnancy symptoms. I was still cramping quite a bit, which I think was implantation cramping. It felt a little bit late down the line for that, but I think it must have been that because it's completely cleared up now. I also had a little bleed, so that's probably what I talk about most today because that really scared me. It happened on a Saturday morning. I got up from bed, went to the toilet, wiped, and there was a little bit of blood on the tissue. It was minimal, really minimal, but obviously you get upset because blood isn't a good sign. And then it happened again later that morning, but again very minimal. Looking back now, I think it must have just been the last bit of implantation, but again at the time I felt like it was too late for that. But over that weekend I was panicking every time I went to the toilet just in case there'd be blood, and I'm still really nervous today. I think it shook me a little bit, just how vulnerable the early stages of pregnancy are. I haven't had any bleeding since, and that was almost 2 weeks ago now, so fingers crossed everything is okay. But I just wanted to share that because I'm sure there's others out there that are also a little bit anxious during those first weeks of pregnancy, and I just wanted to say that I'm feeling the same, and I'm guessing that's normal. So probably the first between weeks 4 and 5, that's probably the only symptoms I had. My boobs started getting a bit sore and a bit bigger. I've started wearing crop tops to bed just to kind of give me a bit of support because they've been getting in the way a little bit. I think maybe in a week or two I might go and invest in some maternity bras, but I just felt I needed something while I was sleeping. And I think I'm going to have to probably get some bigger bras as well at some point, but currently I'm okay in them. Just a little bit more cleavage than usual. So the past week, so between weeks 5 and week 6, things have changed quite a bit actually. I haven't had the cramping as I did before, and then morning sickness has creeped in. That happened yesterday, so up until then I was getting really worried, I'm a worrier, that I wasn't feeling sick and concerned that things weren't progressing as they should do, and then bam, yesterday it struck. It wasn't all consuming, maybe that will come later. I didn't feel like I had to rush to the toilet, I wasn't sick, but it hit around lunchtime and it lasted until I went to bed. It was the kind of feeling that, say when you've been travelling all day, you've been flying and maybe changed different time zones, and I always feel a little bit travel sick and nauseous, and it was that kind of feeling. I was hungry, but I didn't really fancy many foods. And today, that feeling's continued. Although I don't feel as sick today. I had a big lunch at work. I thought I'd have something hot, so I had a stir fry, and that seems to have kind of kept things at bay a little bit. But I've still got a bit of a funny taste in my mouth, and things don't taste how they normally do. So that's a shame, because I love my food. So I'm just going to keep an eye and see how that progresses. The cat has been distracting behind me. So sickness has been the main thing this week. So let's see how next week goes and see if it continues. I've also put on like 1 to 2 pounds. I've been weighing myself once a week, every Wednesday, and put on about 1.75 pounds, which I've been tracking. I've actually got an app, so it's called Pregnancy Plus, and I really recommend it. So apparently, I don't know if you can see this, but today, this is what my baby should look like. It looks like something out of Alien. But apparently it has a heart and it's beating already. Apparently it beats around days 30, 35. So yeah, download that app, Pregnancy Plus. It gives you day-to-day updates. Apparently now baby's the size of a grain of rice, so that's quite cool to keep track of. And you can input all your weight and how you're feeling, weekly pictures, all that kind of stuff. So that's been exciting every week to see a new picture of the baby. I've also been using a miscarriage tracker. Now this probably isn't right for everyone. Since I had that little bleed, I've been really worried and really conscious that, you know, it's such a vulnerable thing, and I pray that I'll go full term. But in the back of my mind, every day I feel like I've got a step closer to everything being okay. And this tracker I found online, you put in your age, your weight and your height, whether you've had any children before, and it gives you literally a day by day percentage of your chances of miscarriage. Let me find it so I can tell you what it is. And today, actually being week 6, it's gone down quite considerably. So today at 6 weeks, there's a 12.2% chance of miscarriage. So that's still pretty high, but each day goes down. So tomorrow there's 11.5% chance, the day after 10.8% chance, and come 6 weeks and 4 days, it drops down to 9.6%. So for me, it's a bit of a safety blanket each day, just to check where I'm at. This was found on datayze.com. I'll try and link it below, so if you're interested you can go and check it out. But every day I've been keeping a track of that. But fingers crossed everything goes well. I mean, everything's progressing normally now, so hopefully. I've also booked in a scan. I booked in an 8-week scan. I'll be 8 weeks 2 days by the time it happens. This is a private scan. You don't usually get a scan on the NHS until your 12 weeks were gone. And for us, we just really wanted to check that everything was okay. So we've got that scan. I think it cost about £95, which is a fair bit of money, but it's peace of mind, isn't it? So we may consider getting another one or waiting for our 12 weeks. We'll see when the midwife can book us in. I've got my first midwife appointment on April the 10th. So I'll probably take you along for that and show you how that goes. So I'm really excited to get there. And then the last thing I want to talk about was when to tell friends and family. So this one's a real personal one. Everyone feels different about this. We've already told one person, and that was one of my best friends. She lives abroad and she came to the UK to visit, and I wanted to tell her in person, and this gave me the opportunity to. I was only about 4.5 weeks pregnant. I think I'd known for a week and a half when I told her. And I also wanted someone to talk to. So she's got a little baby, so she knows what it's like, and I just wanted someone to confide in and tell my symptoms, see if what I'm experiencing is normal. And then next we're going to tell our parents. Currently we're planning to tell them on the day of my dad's birthday, so that's in a few weeks' time. I'll be 9.5 weeks by then. The cat's been really annoying. By then the chances of miscarriage will have gone down quite considerably. My mum experienced a miscarriage before she had me, and I know she's a worrier that she'll worry, so I'd rather get to a point where I feel a little bit more comfortable and I know she's not going to worry for weeks on end. So I think we'll probably tell them then, unless we have our scan at 8 weeks and then I just can't wait and we tell them at that point. But for now I think it'll be 9.5 weeks, and then I think we'll wait till 12 weeks to tell our brothers, and then friends from there. I haven't told anyone at work yet. I'll wait and see how this sickness goes. If it becomes difficult at work, then I'll probably quietly tell one of my colleagues, just so someone can be aware that I'm not just being weird, that actually I'm going through morning sickness. So that's probably it for this update. It's been a bit of a rambly one, apologies, and apologies about the cat. So I guess I'll be back in a couple of weeks' time, and I'll give you an update on weeks 6 to 8. So yeah. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you found that useful. Again, I'm making these just for myself as well, just to be able to look back in years to come and see how I feel. So I hope they're not too wobbly and too awful, but hey. I'll see you soon. Bye.